Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the early stream. I mean, yeah, there's price action, but I have just something going on. I'm actually like off today, finally, where I don't have to like do a personal training session and all that. So got plans with someone, but yeah, just doing the thing early. Sometimes I don't even go live on Fridays, but yeah, it's warranted. You know, Crowdstrike causing outages everywhere, all over the place. I mean, it's viral. Everyone knows about it. So it's old news at this point from me speaking to you. You all know. But yeah, stock market continued to draw down today. Probably because of the news. Maybe not, because you already had inertia of the short-term sell-off going on. So it's just continuing. Wow, as I'm speaking to you, Bitcoin is up 4.20%.
Is that a joint?
Probably can't because stockholders, right?
And yeah, just bad for tech. I mean, been bad for, I mean, Russ 2000 is probably the best performer today. Pretty much just doing nothing. But yeah, I mean, tech selling off still, Tesla selling off. But what happened on Bitcoin? This is what happened on Bitcoin. You were pinged last night during the during the RNC, right before Trump spoke, and this is what we had going on. Just like we had before, 16 hours of failure to break the key level from 2021. We then had buyers defending. I guess they recaptured it yesterday on this candle, and then you spent about 12 hours re-defending it, confirming it as support, and then finally marking up today. And I'd imagine, you know, with banks being shut down because of this glitch in the system that they fixed, it was good for Bitcoin because Bitcoin didn't shut down. Bitcoin had no problems. People were still transacting flawlessly at the height of the insanity of the outage. So what we are witnessing is kind of like, show me the charts, I'll show you the news, I guess, right? Where started with the you know, failed assassination attempt, the VP pick who owns Bitcoin, China rethinking Bitcoin mining banning because of tax revenue losses. And it's not just them losing 4 billion plus in Bitcoin mining tax revenue. It's America, United States, gaining 4 billion in Bitcoin mining revenue. So it's like a swing. It's technical, right? It's like you had some fundamentals and some news, but then you had the technicals. You had the key level from 2021 that was kind of breached. It was flirted with and it was back tested. The candle high close. This is why I always plot candle closes. If the wick close enough, I'm gonna make it a zone, because you just don't know. Wicks, that's not where the traders settled up that day. It was more important where they did April 13th, and it was 63,588. So inflection zones, normally it's not an inflection point, and you just got some good back test, and now you're at a place where there's very little liquidity until 71,000. That's it. You can clearly see the price action you get oftentimes above 64,899, and it is once in mid-March, late March, early April, late May, early June. Well, I guess you wouldn't consider it early June, but I mean it is. When they recaptured, look what they did. They back tested, so they broke that level from May 15th. May 16th, they back tested it as support. The next day, and engulfing your textbook break, hook, and go. A couple of days of lulling, and then boom, right back to that level. It's where the market makers gonna have those sell orders for you, and make their fees. It's, I mean, normally price, price. I mean, these levels act as magnets, and the price a lot of times just runs straight to them, whether it's 57.5 or 71K. Bullish engulfing candle in the midst of being painted. We got 5 hours, 38 minutes, so that's confirmed. So anything's possible. This thing can completely sell off, completely dump, bamboozle. It does that all the time, both directions. So we're just witnessing right now the classic bullish divergence on both oscillators, Class A, that developed, matured, started on the RSI, was tweeted about, and then a few more days of just sideways, and then the MACD histogram also gave us the same indicator of seller exhaustion implied. And you don't know if it was it the TA or was it someone trying to kill Trump and they failed, and he's pro Bitcoin. I'm not sure, but all we know is certainly it was a false bearish breakdown, and we've seen this before. And a lot of times after these false bearish breakdowns, you get insane face melting rallies. So that's not out of the cards, as we have just seen today, our highest price since June 17th. So we're over 1 month highs, barely, but hello everyone. It's early, I know, like whatever. The hype won't really return here, probably other places, but it won't really return here till we're breaking all-time highs and we have sustained runs. So we're just doing the thing, right? Like, what is the whole purpose of this channel is to help someone learn about the psychology of technical analysis, really. Because, I mean, these lows and these highs, they represent the psychology of buyers and sellers. It's telling you kind of what they're doing.
Mitch Rader asked me, is it a gnome, a wizard, or a bat? Oh, brilliant.
Oh, God.
Deduction show.
Oh, God, dude. They snuck
If
one by.
only everyone could be blessed with your deductive prowess. But to answer your question, it's none of those. The live streamer you're watching is just a human trying to entertain the likes of you. Sorry to burst your...
Yeah, sorry, guys.
bubble.
Sorry, chat.
But the real magic lies
That was 50 cents,
in
by the
your
way.
ability to waste time
50 cents. Probably like
watching
40 cents for me.
someone else play a game.
Thanks for whatever that was. Tangia Sniper, indeed. That's right. So, really good for Bitcoin. Up 4.2% on the day. In a bluish sky area where normally, there was one time, 67.1 in late April, there was a reversal right here. But it only went to the level that we just recaptured. So, I think we're okay. I was talking to Scott, on his live stream. We had a really good conversation on his stream, Harmonic Trader on YouTube. Now, I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with that noise. Thank you. We'll take those all day. I think everyone in here would agree. They would implore. Yeah, so this might be back on the table. So this was like kind of the idea I had right here. But it might have just been too early. It's not dead yet. It's not a dead idea. I just misread it or whatever. You think this is like the spring action, the back test of spring, but I don't know. Like maybe the range bottom is actually May 2nd, the inflection point from history, and you maybe do have like this. We're witnessing right here the spring. And the creek has been jumped across. I have that conceptualized with a trend line. And what happened? You jump across the creek, and on this last move, you just run straight to the top of the trading range, which of course is 71.65. I'm sorry, 71.765, 73.139. And then we absorb supply, last points of supply, and then a sign of strength, all-time high, price discovery breakout, and we could continue. So, you know, I just thought maybe that already happened, and no, so it's not dead yet, chat. Okay, these things are tricky. This is really, really tough stuff. It's not easy to all the time. Sometimes it can be like by the book, perfect, no controversy, but yeah. So we got a spring, no back test, just like the schematic showed, no back test of spring there. But the violent rally is unfolding, just like in the schematic. The spring of kings. Let's hope. All right, well, maybe we should look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. Check on it, because it was making that higher low, but man, Sol and some of these alts are doing things. It doesn't matter. Doesn't freaking matter. Whoops. Sorry about that. Wrong stream deck key. There it is.
Look here. Look, listen.
So Bitcoin dominance, recapturing that candle high close from December of 2023. What is going on? Those. And again, target 60%, right? So the theory, like I was talking about this several days ago, where, you know, when we recaptured that key level, April 2021 peak, it's like, all right, so what this might imply, you'd think, just trying to use critical thinking here, that if Bitcoin looking good, that means that Bitcoin's going to outperform the living crap out of altcoins for a while, but to the upside, not downside. Where like Bitcoin runs to 71K and altcoins are just waking up, and then Bitcoin breaks out, and then altcoins are starting to catch up, but they're still woefully underperforming for a while. And then, you know, after the big runs on Bitcoin, you oftentimes get confidence back in market participants, so they're more willing to speculate on scams. Yeah, so there's a time and place to speculate on scams, and it is when Bitcoin's trend is reconfirmed, undeniable, the highest highs, the highest lows. Yeah, and you know, they've been obliterated. A lot of them lost 100% of their value from the low in October. Some went lower. I mean, yeah, kind of about time that their utter demise ends for a while so they can rally. Not too many assets in crypto were showing amazing structures for swing trading or anything. Solana was one that was impeccable. I mean, it was just, you don't know if it's going to play out. Bitcoin could dump and it fails, dang, but that's the whole thing, man. Like, it was at an inflection point. So if it failed, you had a stop loss, you lose minimal amounts. But if it succeeded and the back test was confirmed and it was very real, there is inherently maximum upside. And that's the one that, like, if you're in the Patreon Citadel and say, what are we doing with crypto if Bitcoin's going to rally? It's like, well, it would be Solana. But here you go, man. Bitcoin dominance is breaking a key level, and it just put in its highest low of entire uptrend that's been going on for going on 18 months, year and a half. Nice. Okay, so now we can do the thing.
Since we started out on Bitcoin, let's go further into crypto.
All right, Ethereum. Not much to really ride home about today. It's cool. Yes, it's up 2%. Congratulations. But it's not technically doing anything notable. But it is on the cusp of doing something technically notable, which would be buyers recapturing 3,580. Because at that point, there's just not going to be much until nearly $4,000. So you didn't get any forms of confirmation down here locally, but you might have like weekly. Think about the weekly here. One low, the second low. And again, I keep trying to compare this to Bitcoin in 2023, the summer of. For like 127 days, Bitcoin was flat sideways like this, put in one low, then a second low at this key level from history. Ethereum did it. So if the fractal repeats, then Ethereum's going $5,000 eventually off of this. We probably won't revisit even 3,000 again. It'd be a nice, amazing setup if we were, I mean, if just like, again, devil's advocate, if we got something like that, that'd be stupid good. But it might just be like, oh, they've already confirmed it on this last low because the weekly. Like one bottom, the second bottom. It looks pretty good to me, man. Okay, so 4K on deck. That's clearly the level, right? If you look at the weekly, you got that one last high, but every other time. So let's just say more often than not, if it's one time, two times, 3, 4, 5, 4 out of 5 times when 2,900 is regarded as support or holds or is broken and a rally ensues, the price 4 out of 5 times, historically speaking, goes to 3,900. Look at it like that. And look here, listen, chat.
Look here. Look, listen.
The respect Bitcoin printed with the bullish Gartley on the hourly at previous structure resistance on the daily from July 1st as support was the decisive penetration as Harold Gartley stated.
I don't get to hear those. That's a... One sec. The respect Bitcoin printed. Did H.M. Gartley, Harold Gartley say, what did he say? Decisive penetration. Harold Gartley. Yeah, I think I might name my firstborn child Harold H.M. Beautiful, man. Ethereum near the highs of the day. The highs of the week, sorry. But you have it. It's a little early on the MACD histogram on the weekly because what happens when you start building negative momentum next week. But you get a couple more histogram wicks that are going towards neutral. You could start implying hidden bullish divergence. Good news is, it really is on the RSI. One low, and then about the exact same low. We would call this class B, hidden bullish divergence, when the price makes the same low, and on an oscillator, you make a lower low, where the second low is on price, it's a lower low on the oscillator. It's your second strongest form of hidden bullish divergence. Class B, okay? Implying a continuation. I'd believe it looking at this right now. Wouldn't you, chat? Wouldn't you be like, the weekly, why would the sellers try once and it's a well-established uptrend? Why would they try once and now they tried again and they failed? Like miserably for 2 weeks here locally, and it's implied upside. So I'm looking at a bullish indicator on an extremely significant time scale and a very well established uptrend long term. My money would be on up next, not down. Just saying. I think the probability would be higher of that. Okay, so let's go to BNB real quick. Chat, is the stream on? Is the audio okay? Making sure. BNB going for its highest daily candle close since June 19th. Going on a month high like Bitcoin. Anytime we look at this now, we just discussed the failed bearish breakdown below 500, psychological, but it's also very real from history and even recent history from this year. 200-day moving average defended, but no confirmation really. Like they recaptured, but never reconfirmed. So it would always be amazing to get confirmation, but you're not always going to get it. It's just, you want confirmation if you want to take action strategically with an edge. Like, how would you know if they recapture a level on BNB like this? You don't really know if it's going to be a sustained rally and that's the bottom. Like, you want a second test for market participants, because that's on the second test. Everyone in the world sees, okay, they tried again and they failed. Okay, now we really know. And that's where the really big money comes in, on the second lows, not the first lows. Scalpers come in on the first lows. Second lows, the swing traders and smart money come in. $190 likes for 350 watching. That's like really good. That's actually incredible. I can't believe it. 350 views though. That's like whatever. Wow. It's over for me. I'll just say that. Let's go to Solana. You know, just it was the only one. Hold on one sec. Be right back. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy over the coming days and weeks to hear about just all the things that happened this morning with the outage.
Thank you, Mitch, and Scott, for making me stronger.
Hey, Colin, man, thanks for 3. Thanks for investing in yourself, man. We can't make you do it. We can be here, we can lead you to water, but you got to take the drink, you got to take that sip yourself. So with Solana, man, active trade setup, it was a no-brainer, and that's beautiful, man. Like when you get the framework, there's no controversy, right? You don't have to guess or what's going to happen next. So it's like, it doesn't matter, man. Like you got your entry, your stop loss is tight, and you have max upside with a mathematical edge, like a higher probability that we're going up next than down. And you got to let it play out. And if it fails, it fails. But there's marginally higher chance that it's going to succeed. What's up, OFX? Thanks for the follow on Twitch. Wow. Dang, man. Unironic follow on Twitch, maybe. There are a couple people watching there. Yeah, okay. So 171 on is where we are, and I'll show you. It's a level. It's you go back to 2021, and you can see how real it is. Like September 2021, resistance. October 2021, resistance. It's been support. I guess that's it. I guess that's kind of the only type of price action correlation you're getting at 171. So it's not really that crazy, but it is there. And if they do break this, you got a really clean shot for $190 to $200. Like you got a candle high close, the first one. I think that is real from September 2021 right there. And then they up thrusted through that level. So we just have it, yeah, 191 to 200 on deck. Then we can start talking about targets. The target 1's up there. And there's like 4 targets. And I think one of the targets is at all-time highs. So swinging for the fence for what I think is, I don't know, man. You talk about a Vitalik, and it's like, how can you get behind Ethereum knowing the developer? It's like, dude's 3 times vaccinated, which is like fake shot, protein spikes, premature death at some point. He wears a mask still. He went proof of stake because the climate terrorists threatened him and he fell because he's a coward. He's yellow. I just like, okay, that's Vitalik. So, I mean, and it's okay on the weekly, right? We looked at it. The weekly looks like we're going up next, so it doesn't matter, right? But like Solana, I think the dude, deadlifts like 450, 500 pounds, the dev of this one. So anyway, those are your big ones. And then we'll look at XRP too. Up 1.65%, after that down 9% day yesterday. They're recapturing, the level, 51 cents. You're back above the 200 moving average. They are back testing the 200 moving average today. Delo 9000, thanks for following on Twitch. Much love. And that's it. Again, there's no structure. It's nothing like Solana. I didn't really like Bitcoin. It was range bound. It was like a nasty breakdown and made 52-week lows, unlike every other large cap crypto. But then it just rallied insanely. Still massively underperforming. I think it's how many percentage points off all-time highs? It's like insane. It's like crazy. What was it? It was 70. Yeah, 70% off. No, that's not even all-time highs, is it? No, oh my God, that's like the previous cycle top. Yeah, XRP is probably never going to all-time highs again. How is it only off 80%? Yeah, 83% off the all-time highs. Wow. Yeah, fun stuff, dude. So if you want to, I guess we can shift it. Spider getting destroyed. I mean, they're nearly at session lows right now. We're probably going to get a pretty bad sell-off going into close. We got an hour, 20 minutes till that close. 19 minutes, 20 minutes till power hour. Approaching the oversold threshold of the channel. After triple bearish divergence, it kind of matured extremely fast and is now playing out. Lowest, the highest levels of negative momentum since April 24th. So far up that 200 moving average, my God, all the big boys getting destroyed, man. Will this demand line hold? I mean, it's beautiful, but who knows? I hope so. I really do. I hope so. And it's not any better on the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ looking at it. I mean, in terms of today's price action. Continued to draw down about 1%, and we discussed yesterday on stream 40K back test seems like a reasonable argument for where we could be headed, and I guess we're still on the way after just seeing an all-time high yesterday, intraday. Here's your NASDAQ. It's big guzz. I mean, man line's gone. Potential little resistance support is resistance and being back tested and re-regarded as resistance today. Very bad. Like there's no telling. I mean, all we can do, like we did yesterday. So we nearly hit a 1414, major 1414. But now we would use Fibonacci from the previous discernible swing low to high. And again, the golden zone for a common retrace between 16,539 and 17,346. Those are your targets. That means there's more downside. Definitely more downside on the NASDAQ. So we're about a 26% retracement from the lows in April to the highest highs ever. Yep, that's all we got here, man. Is Fibonacci understanding, what each fib node represents, and this is commonly where assets retrace after big runs like this, and then they pivot and they start rallying, and then could fill a gap, could attempt to rally all the way to the highest high, or we rally and make a big confirmed lower high and start rolling over again and eventually make our way to 16K later, or at least 16.5. So yeah, lower prices, it would be normal. It wouldn't be weird. So buckle up. It was fun. It was a fun run, but you're just correcting now, and corrections happen all the time. There's never been a time where a correction didn't happen. So we're just going through it right now. So just relax. So Terrence on Twitch. IWM on its way to 213 to 209. Maybe to fill a couple gaps. Maybe for a true back test. Remember, this level is extremely real. Like, people just forgot. It's like, dude, how many times back in 2021 It was support, 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 support. And then it flipped to resistance, resistance before rolling over. So yeah, that level, these market participants want to know, sir, madam, is 209 gonna be a support? Is 213 gonna be support again? Because we've recaptured it, but we have no idea. So we're gonna go find out. Looks like that's where we're headed, okay? And that makes sense, lined up with the NASDAQ, with the retrace, common retrace, IWM follows, whatever. Okay. These things happen. All right, so those are your big, those are your index funds. Real quick, let's run to gold. Sorry, man. You know, they were trying to test it. Well, they were about to test it. And it's like, look, they may not hold it. Even if they don't hold it, we got to see a higher low than 2291 for the highest low ever. One low, the second low. Maybe we get a third low. But yeah, big drawdown, almost 2% down on the day. I guess it's because of, I figured like, you know, a cyber glitch that wrecks the world's digital infrastructure would be maybe good for gold. And you've got risk off right now, chat. Like we have a risk off event occurring. We're selling off. We're at the lows of the day on the NASDAQ and S&P 500. And soon to be Russell 2000. Russell 2000's lows of this 4-hour candle. They're drawing down, and it's like gold's going too. Normally, this would be like a defensive and risk off. It'd be okay, but it is okay. It's right. Just made all-time highs 2 days ago, so it's not good for silver. Which I haven't looked at silver today, and there you have it, man. Coming back down for another test, third time's a charm? Maybe not. Most recent event is utter failure for market participants to not make local highest high, confirming distribution locally, where you had market participants that took the price all the way to 32.50. Now they're only able to take it to 31.70, and that's a key level from 2010, and they failed to break it, and now you're rolling over again, and it's like, I think this support is probably weaker now this time around after this new data. And if it doesn't hold, you have an easy 26.18 target somewhere down there. But that's where we are. Critical areas, man. Just, yeah, critical areas. My God. So the ASX, Australian Stock Exchange, at its lows of the day. It's, lowest price since July 11th. You have the Nikkei that is also dumping. Lowest level since July 4th. After just, the beginning of the week made all-time highs. The DAX, German 30, going for its lowest daily candle close since like June 20th. Yeah, this is we have a big sell-off going on, and it's not just in the U.S. It's all over the world, man. It's not just equities, precious metals getting wrecked too. So, but this is what's crazy. Bitcoin's not following everything like it normally always does. Not this time. It's showing so much strength, and it's so intriguing, and it's such a magnificent rare occurrence.
Technology.
Where you think, hey man, the infrastructure in the world goes down, Bitcoin might struggle. No. Bitcoin's good. Crypto's looking good. Let's just go to the Mag 7 and just look at them, see the carnage of the market drivers. This is the causation of the bad. And doesn't look like the defense yesterday will hold up. It'll be a miracle if this holds. Like at this point, like you're just right back at support. Yeah, right, dude. Said it before, where I think there's just no way, and it does. Thought that might have been yesterday, but now, man, like no way. Lower high confirmed, gaps unfilled down here. You'd think it'd make sense to have a deeper correction, but they're still just sitting here. Jensen Huang sold so much more what was announced yesterday. Don't know how this holds on, man. Might be on our way to 100 if it doesn't hold. Tesla down 4%. Shoot, man. It was down more earlier. Wow. This one's like, you know, a completed trade setup, right? 260, 259 was the third target. It was the exit of the trade. So remember, that's just a chapter and a potentially new book. The book being a new trend established. This would be chapter 1 of the potentially new book. So it's like, I still own some. I didn't completely exit because I think I'm down to hold some of that position from the trade longer term. And I do think we eventually see $300+ on Tesla. I think wherever this pullback concludes, it's going to be significantly higher than the lows we saw at 170, 180. You pivot and you run again, and $300 eventually. It might take weeks, months. Not concerned about it. Target 1, 2, 3, done. This is why you take profits if you're a trader. Because it doesn't mean like, hey, you hit the third target and you completely just reverse downward. You hit the third target, you might up thrust through it, chop around, doing what you're doing now. It's like you just have no idea. You have nothing, no basis to take fresh longs here. There's no argument for it yet after the run. It's just, so I think it'll retrace, hold here, maybe go to 200. That'd be crazy. If they actually took this to 200, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be like, hey man, maybe time to re-enter some. A successful bullish back test of a level that is just as important as 180. I guess okay, we will be considered extremely lucky if we get 209 Tesla. So keep your eye on that. Maybe we'll get it. If we don't, typical. I would say you're probably not going to get it because it would just be too good of an entry and it'd be too good of a level where you could just manage your risk appropriately. I guess they're not going to let us do that. Just really strong momentum here. It's really not even down that bad. I mean, the fact that, like, you know, the index funds are doing what they're doing, this is one of the best performing Mag 7s since this drawdown began, since the correction began. So I wouldn't give a crap at all about it being, oh, it's down 4%. I can barely tell. Congrats. Microsoft hit its lowest price. I think that's technically a gap fill. Yeah, it is. You see this chat? Like, that's crazy. A gap officially filled from June 11th on Microsoft. And rallied off of that, but not by much. And then there was a gap here that was filled, kind of, pretty much. So, I mean, maybe they... Remember we discussed like what happens like when assets have these resistances from history, but never in history have they been regarded as support. That means they're potentially support in the future until market participants confirm them as support with bullish back tests. And I don't think we've seen it yet. I think that March 21st low, I think they would want to test it and see if it's real or not. Except there's just some 18 to 22% chance of a gap fill acting as support. So I guess that's what's happened today. That's also the old 1.618 gold mean ratio that it's back at too. So when you think about it, it seems, oh my God, it's so bad. But no, man, like what happens when they put in a higher low than the May 31st low and it's the highest low ever and we run again? People really short-sighted on this stuff. Not really getting any bugs today on my PC with my live stream. I think it's the TV's connected to my computer that's causing it, like them being on and active while I'm streaming. I mean, I can deal with that if that's the only problem. Okay, so let's go to Amazon. That's down mildly. It's really unfortunate, man. Like this was probably the most unfortunate one for me. You know, breaking out, going to 200, then Bezos got to pay for his girlfriend's plastic surgery, so he just sells a bunch of Amazon and just won't stop selling at 200. And then what market participant in their right mind would want to, keep pounding those bids on an asset where the CEO, owner, founder is just dumping, and he's dumping. It's public, and he's letting you know. It's like, no, people are just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm marking this thing down. So hopefully 177, which is on deck, holds. And if it does hold, if we do pivot anywhere above 175, it would be the highest low ever, highest major low ever seen on this chart. But just super disappointing until we get back above 188, and you know why. The old 2021 all-time highs, man. Like, pathetic. Just Apple's above all-time highs. Microsoft's way above all-time highs. Nvidia goes without saying. Google. Facebook's not, though. Facebook and Amazon are in the loser category of the 7. Tesla, you'd say in the loser category too, kind of. But just wait. I think if you just wait on Tesla and you give it 3 to 6 months, you will be singing a different tune about Tesla's performance. Because I think that T-shaped recovery ushered in, that was the bottom of bottoms for this bear market cycle. Okay? Going out on a whim here, saying that. The T-shaped recovery, the Tesla logo was the reversal. And I think that's ushered in the reversal. That huge impulse, high volume. Yeah. Bitcoin reserve currency, blah, 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 man, whatever. That's just Twitter neckbeards spreading rumors. Like, they're like, if he does it, great, but people are just talking out of their complete A's. Call me when it's real. Okay. Apple. It's actually up today. But as you can see, in really good shape. It's way better than Amazon. Way better than Nvidia right now. Just the beautiful uptrend. You have fallen back below the heart line, so there could be more downside to take you to 216. That would be oversold in this uptrend. But it's after all this carnage.
Coinbase, COIN, my man, 0.00031119 BTC.
What's up, Rob, man? Thank you for the $20.77 of Bitcoin. He wants coin, of course. We'll Google Meta and then we'll go to coin. Yeah, because coin's breaking out. I mean, coin's like a long-term, like after this most recent event with the bullish back test and the higher low at a key level, it's like you just hold that. Hold it, because it's like you want direct exposure to Bitcoin, coin. You just, it's like, oh, I can't, I have an IRA or a 401k or an SCP and it's self-directed. And it's like, I can't really get exposure. I can own IBIT. Yeah, you can own the ETFs. You can also own coin. Here's Google. Yeah, see, here's your, I mean, it's up today, 0.17. I don't know if that's going to last. But complete and utter failed breakouts of all levels. So normally, you call that a whipsaw. Whipsaws can be serious. I mean, a whipsaw is like a false bearish breakdown, like on Bitcoin, where, okay, the false bearish breakdown on the daily, you saw it, and it's like, man, they're not going to stop till 71K. Most likely, they're not stopping until 71K on Bitcoin. And so, unfortunately, Google's on the other side of the coin here, where, you know, a beautiful, undeniable, well-established demand or supply line for 2 years
likely chance
was broken and now
it
failed.
Feels like we are approaching a breaking point of either absolute pump or bigly dump. Long BTC, whining.
Greg P, what are the likely chances? See, I don't do that. I don't, like, again, right? You gotta, like, I just don't know how many times I have to say it on my stream or Scott's stream or anywhere else. I'm not a forecaster. I'm not trying to predict things like what's going to happen next. All I'm doing is applying a framework that is tried and true in the right context, increases your probability of an outcome marginally. So there's still like a lot of percentage chance that what you're seeing and identifying could fail. And when you are identifying it at the right context, then you're able to manage your risk appropriately with tight stop losses and max upside. And even when we find those, we don't act like we know where they're going next. So it's like you asking me, what is the likely chance the S&P 500 has topped out? That's not my world. And really, it should be no one's world. No one knows. But there are many people that are authorities on acting like they know. And that's just not how this world works.
I didn't mean it like that, Mitch.
Yeah.
Thoughts on SPY 3M chart? Thank you as always.
The 3-month chart on the spot. Well, let's go to Meta. Thank you, dude. I'm going to Meta, and then we'll go to Coin. Yes, the failed breakout. Yeah, wow, Meta's up today. I think it's because Zuckerberg. Did you hear what Zuckerberg said about? I can't believe it. And then that communist Van Jones on CNN or whatever talking about the RNC. Like, how can you? Like, this dude is the most anti, capitalism America guy you can imagine. He talked about, like, last night the RNC event felt like 2008, Obama's 2008 DNC, and it's like, what? And then you got Zuckerberg being like, seeing Trump, get shot, and he's got blood all over his face, and he stands up and fist pumps. And it's like, that's the most badass thing I've ever seen. And wow, looks like the free market kind of liked him saying that, because it's not completely obliterated like many other assets today. It hasn't even filled the gap really at 49 on the candle close. Interesting stuff, man. Bitcoin near its highs of the day. Nearing, we are, chat.
It's time for Power Hour.
It's Terrence, man. Hey, dude. Not banned yet on Twitch for even mentioning the word Trump. Wow.
GameStop still on? Will you review Cheerio?
Yeah, Claudio, yeah. Well, I mean, it went on this, like, crappy little run for, like, a week, and then the whole macro started rolling over. It reminds me of just altcoins when Bitcoin topped out. What's up, who was that? Why did I not update? Brandon M, thanks, dude. There are, like, you're halfway there, man. Thank you for the 10. Hit the like button on all these super chats, chat. Hit the like button on the bell, the sub on YouTube. If you're enjoying the coverage, not really me, you don't really have to like me, just the coverage of the stream, right? I know I'm abrasive and can be really mean and whatever, and dry. I get that, but it's like, forget the wrapping paper. What is the message I'm trying to send to people? That's what matters the most. Okay, yeah, Coinbase. I think it's breaking a key level. Yeah, 248. It's maybe not like a big deal to a lot of people. I just have this plotted because I really looked at it and I liked it. So I think that this is a big deal because it was like that original. So that the selling climax occurred, then they rallied it and it peaked there, and then they sold it off, and then you see price action correlated to this level later, and then again. It's maybe not like the biggest level, like biggest deal of a level, but I think it is. And what the consequences sometimes of it happening, of the break of 248, is 282, and they did it again here. Once they redefended, recaptured, redefended, reconfirmed, and then ran it up pretty much the same level. And then when they recaptured here, same type of price action, 282 plus. So I think that's the target. I think that's where we're headed on Coinbase, assuming Bitcoin's going to 71K, which it seems like it, because I think we might very well be in that Wyckoff reaccumulation. We were just early initially when we identified it like a month ago. Going for the highest daily candle close possibly since April 11th. If things stay the same, it might be June 6th. Very close here. But what I really love, like what gave me some good conviction on Coinbase, was the technicals. Like, so down at 212, you're able to, you identify it, this price action correlation to an undeniable level from history, and it's perfect. And it's a higher low than the previous low, and you're in an uptrend. And that to me is just like, all right, you can take a chance. You can have minimal losses if the chance you take fails, but for a fact, if it's one low and it's the second low and you're in an uptrend, that means resolution will be like, we're going to $300+. We're going to the highest high of entire uptrend if this is real. And it looks like, it's not over yet, but it does look like that's on deck. $300+. I do think, like, if Bitcoin's going to do the thing, the romanticized 100K, whatever, Coinbase goes to all-time highs, which is $400+. It's actually $430. Yeah, I think Coinbase sees 430 if Bitcoin's going to do the thing, the real thing. All right. This kind of reminds you a little bit of Solana, a little bit of Ethereum, where like they're at these key levels, they're testing once, now they're testing twice. do the thing, man. Do the thing. Macho Man, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, mashup. That was crazy, dude. Like, actually crazy. Ripping the shirt off. It's kind of crazy where it's like one picture, the meme, the picture of George Washington, how it started, and then like how it's going, and you've got like Hulk Hogan ripping off the shirt. Like, what if you were an alien? You know, like a space alien. You're like, okay. Ethereum, beep. Highs of the day. Just saw its highest price officially since June 21st, so 3-week highs right now. And this is it. If they break this level, chat, it's on. $4,000 to $5,000 easy. Remember, the weekly, confirming a bottom with hidden bullish divergence. It is implied on the charts that a continuation higher is coming. Make of that what you will. Back above the 200. Okay. So yeah, Coinbase looks good, man. It's real good. Sorry, let me try to get total up for you. Right, I mean, look at that. China's bottoming out. Yeah, the Chinese stock market, I think, is bottom. It's got hidden bullish divergence back above key level, trading above the 200 moving average again. Looks a little shark. I mean, these look good. China, that's really good for BABA, man. Like, extremely good for BABA. I mean, yeah, bad for U.S. equities right now just because of the correction. Yep, 67K just there. Yep, but not for long, right? It was like, now it's gone. All right, so you're really gonna like what you see here, and this is not Men's Warehouse. This is Jonathan's Warehouse. Jonathan, do you like totals?
I like turtles.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
So what's happening? A couple things on total are occurring that are really good. We looked at this yesterday, day before, discussing $2.3 trillion being a key inflection point from history. Well, they were defending it. They were holding it. They held it for 72 hours. Really, you know, going on more, I guess, with today being a test too, but an engulfing candle going for the highest daily candle close since June 16th. Any higher to be the highest close since June 12th. But look, the original, okay, this is, I haven't touched this, messed with this. You got 4 on the bottom, 4 touches now. Where that lowest low, they pushed it down. But then it was just 1 and 2 and 3. These were the 3 original anchor points for like the parallel channel tool. And so everything correlated to it after, including these 2 times were just up thrust, failures, failed breakout attempts. You go to, and now you're breaking it again. You're re-breaking out. But horizontally, it's really good because there's just really not much. There's nothing here until 2.456 trillion. And then above that's 2.577 trillion, that very real level that look how many times they failed to break it. Maybe we get another test and we break it violently that time, this next time, if we get there. So rejoice on total, an original channel, re-breakout maybe unfolding. Oh, Ethereum ticker stuck. What the? Sometimes, very rarely that'll happen. Oh, we're good now, probably. Okay, let's see. Get a request. What just happened? What? Where did my audio just go? Oh, God. Is this stream on still? Can you hear me, chat? Because this is okay, audio's okay. I'm just making sure. Yep, because my music stopped. I don't know why. Like, gotta go to something else. Whoa, hold on. Yeah, one sec. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So my audio just stopped working. The Bueller? We'll be all right. Just dude, can y'all hear this? Are y'all hearing music right now as I'm speaking to you? Doesn't look like you are. What the? So random. Just like it just stops working. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Why no music? There we go. Dude, I had to like just unplug my audio, replug it back in. I know y'all can hear that. Okay. So here's Bitcoin right up against $67,000. Not much resistance in the way at all till 71.7. Ethereum is up against a very, very key level. And if it breaks, chat, upside potential from where you are right now, I would say about 15 to 24, 25% upside on Ethereum on the weekly. It means like you hold it, you own it, you're probably going to go test all-time highs. Shorten the cables, dude, it's like never happened before. I don't know. Yeah, stupid illiquid. Okay. What was the yeah, let's go. Yeah, nasty, dude. Like really nasty. So they pushed it up, figured that gap would fill, but again, you're just getting really unfortunate with the macro, right? Like this is developing and starting to run, and then you run out of time. It's so similar to what happens to altcoins. Even if like all these altcoins set up and they start running out, some play out, some exceed and outperform, unbelievable. Some perform moderately, some are late in their development, they begin to start playing out, and then they run out of time because the macro, which would be Bitcoin, it's over for Bitcoin and it begins to draw down violently, and then you can complete wipe out. That's what happens over and over and over again in crypto on all the altcoin setups. So this one just got really unfortunate with timing where, yeah, you ran out and now you're just drawing down. You're down 3.2%. Going for the lowest close since July 9th, which whatever, but headed to 23 again, probably. I mean, there's nothing here. There's nothing here till 23.20, and that's where we are, man. It's not dead yet, but it's, you know, off the top, it's down a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I think on the 17th, it was weird. It's like, they just can't do it. Like, and there's an unfilled gap. It's like, that gap will fill. It's right there. And the macro, everything's sort of rolling over. Bitcoin's over 67,000. Claudio thinks, dude. They broke it all, man. I mean, like, it doesn't matter where you go. Well, in a lot of places across the markets. Like right here, like DJT. I'm very compelled. I own some of this because the technicals. I'm down on this. But I have confidence. I have no worries about this structure here. Like, this is the beginning stages of a mega uptrend, assuming the man in charge doesn't die, which he survived death, and now he's got security up the A, as Sosa would say in Scarface. He wasn't supposed to give that speech last night. No more happy phone calls. Remember, Scarface and Sosa always having happy phone calls? No, this is a sad phone call. They don't show that one very often, right? So, maybe headed to 3360. Maybe they fill the gap. I just don't know. Like, this is a literal. Have we ever seen this on, like, it's not real because Reagan didn't have his own company 40 plus years ago. You know, no presidents had a publicly traded company on the stock market. So therefore, it's the first assassination failure attempt gap up ever, maybe. And it's like, is that going to fill? You're getting closer, but you're still well off and still above the 200 and still above a key inflection point at 3360. So there's still a lot of adversity for sellers to try to fill that gap at 3050. Again, I'm very optimistic, and it's the technicals and it's the narrative. They couldn't kill him. And the M shape was there before the gap up. The M shape was type 1, type 2. And I know people bought some of this before that occurred because of the M shape. So, yeah, down 7% today. Could be down 10%, whatever. It's still fine. It's above all the levels. Except, you know, it's not above 37, 32. You need to break that. That's huge. But there's more support below you. Okay. It's down day, man. Bad macro day. It happens. And this could just turn around on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week and say, whoa, it was just a bad dream. Spider 3 month. I mean, dude, you're looking at the quarterly chart. You can't do anything with a quarterly chart. 3 month chart. Like, he asked me to look at it, and it's not really a formal request or anything. It's just kind of like, look at the 3 month and 9 months in a row, 3 quarters of the number go up. Now you're on the 4th quarter with 2 months, 12 days till this closes, and it hit all-time highs. There's nothing I could do. I mean, this thing could wick down, you know, go to 528 and rally. It's like, fine. I mean, just, yeah. But of course, like, no one's going to argue to revert back to the mean of this uptrend that began in 2009. Yeah, 365 eventually. We do is think about the wave structures, the high to low here. I think we already know. Like, yeah, see what you did. Scott's been Paul revering this for a long 1618. This is why he's asking about it. I got you, man. Yeah, the golden mean ratio was achieved, and it's like, how's it going higher than that? Maybe he isn't. Maybe he's right. This is a very real level here, 1618. We can. Carter. Cut up. Thanks for the 20, man. We'll look at Rocket. Sure thing. This is it, man. And yet, I mean, anyone who's made some money to look at this and say, yeah, this might be a good level to maybe take a little off. I mean, I've got more cash than I had, you know, 2.5 months ago. Like, more of a cash position than I did then. Because the gains, lots of gains have been made, and it's like, okay, well, the party ends violently. I'm okay. But I still got, exposure to this market, certain assets. But yeah, this is 1618, man. Yes, reversals happen here. This is the last one. Okay, just making sure everyone knows. Sure. But, what if, we're looking at it, the gold mean ratio. What if they pivot it Monday next week? We just run back up to like 570, make all-time highs again, and then top out. Quadruple bearish divergence. Because normally that happens more often than number go down. 100 years. Yeah, all right. So, whatever. Feeler? Dude, what are you? He wants me to look at some S coin. He didn't meet the minimum criteria. And the S coin's garbage. It's like Pundy coin, dude. Here's the thing, man. Like, yes. Some guy requested IoT, Internet of Things. No, this is IOTA. This isn't even the same. God, man. Type it in. And it's like, it takes you somewhere. It's like, this is so dumb, dude. This sucks, dude. Whatever. Yeah, it's trying to backtest levels of support, man. Okay. I don't know why we're looking at it. He's breaking the rules, dude. Don't break the rules. Like, which one is the real level? Like, it's not. Like, none of them. Like, it's just scammy asset. It pumped, and then it dumped, and it now we have no confirmation that the trend's bullish again. No confirmation. Maybe we have a wedge. Maybe we have a wedge that has not broken out of anything. Would it be like this? It's pretty sexy. It's actually a pretty sexy wedge. Yeah, but locally you don't have crap. You know, you don't have any divergence. You don't have any local confirmation lows. You are recapturing this one swing low from 2021. Undeniable there. I think it's the zone though. Yeah, it's like between 4.7 and 5 cents. That's all I can do for you. That's as far as I'm going. Okay. Let's go to RKT. Rocket Companies. Wow, it's been doing things, hasn't it? Okay. Oh, yeah, what a recovery. I haven't looked at this in a long time. So, yeah, what a loser. Sorry, just too many lines here. I'm just gonna... Okay, so... Yeah, you're uptrending. It looks like an ascending triangle breakout attempt unfolding. Like you got a nice little trend here. Nice little midterm uptrend, whatever. You got nice accumulation. And you have a nice sign of strength. Yeah, sign of strength. What would the sign of strength be, chat? Can anyone tell me what maybe my interpretation of a sign of strength in this situation would be? Bitcoin 67.1, pretty much at the highs of the day. What about this makes it possibly really strong? I'll wait for an answer or two. Don't expect much from y'all, okay? Mute my mic for 1 sec. These answers. Partial decline. Well, I mean, you can't have a partial decline in a triangle. It's not a thing that Bulkowski discusses. But yes, so that'd be an SOS. So it's the fact that like the sell wall was hit by the sellers, or the buyers took it to the sell wall. Too much supply, so the buyers relented. But this time, after hitting that supply line, or that sell wall, excuse me, sellers took over, but the buyers came back in before another test of this demand line down at $12, $12.30. And then after, they rallied the price right back to that same sell wall. And yeah, partial decline behavior, but we would just say, and you could probably get away with saying it's a rectangle. And yeah, like, dude, it's a rectangle, bro. It's not a triangle. See, because two horizontal lines. Yeah, sure. So maybe it's partial decline. I think that this is poised for 1750 off this event. And I'll show you a great example of this sign of strength of an ascending triangle. And it's Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin 12-hour. Back earlier this year, it was incredible. 67,160 on Bitcoin, pretty much at the highs of the day. Nice. It was right. Right here. Show you. You see it? There was like a sell wall at 38K, and then higher lows come in the accumulation. So it was a beautiful structure, and then they hit the sell wall. Right, too much supply. The buyers relented. The sellers took back over. But look what they did. There was so much demand. The sellers were unable to retest that demand line, and it's like, okay, maybe it's a sign of strength, but I don't really know until we test that sell wall again, then it's confirmed sign of strength, and then look what happened after that. It's incredible, right? Yeah, so that's what's going on that rocket, Carter Hansen. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to play out the same way, but just showing you it's educational stuff. Okay, again, psychology of buyers and sellers. We're trying to decipher that, looking at candlesticks and patterns and all that. So, and then the opposite example, some of y'all know, I will show you. I don't know if I still have it plotted actually. Let's see. Oh, so yes, nice. So the exact opposite situation is on Ethereum. Back in the bear market of 2022, same pattern. Wow, yeah, definitely the same pattern. We just looked at on Bitcoin and Rocket, but opposite. And so there was such a lack of demand after the pattern developed that the buyers were unable to test that very well established supply line. That's the sign of weakness, the SOW. And then as you can see, what happened after that failure, wheel crash. The bottom of bottoms got put in. So yeah. I don't know about any volume analysis on the sign of strength, sign of weakness. Not really. I don't think so. I didn't. Sorry, was this in log scale? How I had it? No, I don't know. I don't know why that's there. The 12-hour. Weird. Yeah, beautiful stuff here. Gotta love the price action. They breached a zone. And then they back tested the bottom of the zone for a day. And now you're breaking out, and the 12-hour, 200 something moving average being recaptured on this candle alone. 12-hour looks great, man. Just now it's starting to get overbought a little bit again. Just hitting 70. Positive Momo building again. Very, very nice, man. There's just not much here till 71K. And we've got about 30 minutes until the closing bell for the stock market, where equities have at least temporarily taken a breather off that selling. Which I guess is good, right? I hear that Cathie Wood sold Tesla a couple days ago, or it was announced. It was the report was announced that she sold some Tesla, and it's like, Cathie Wood sold Tesla. I'm buying. Yeah, I'll be. She can be the entry liquidity, sure. Yeah, it's a rumor, DeLaw, man, and it's like unfounded. Like, what's the source, DeLaw? Rumor that Trump announcing Bitcoin U.S. strategic reserves at Bitcoin conference next week. It was rumored for last night, dude. Like, you just have these weirdos on Twitter that are just lying. They just talk out their A's and report things, and it catches like wildfire because everyone's trying to get those clicks. Everyone's trying to get those views. All that sweet Twitter X money for engagements. Yeah. It is the source. Trust me. So far. Okay. It was rumored last night. It was no, dude. Nope. So Tesla off the lows. As we have Bitcoin always on the screen, as you can see just above my head. 30 minutes till the 4-hour close. Above 67K. For the first time in a month. But in that month, we were on the way down. Yikes. We're on the way up now. Momo shift. Or there's no Momo shift, just the Momo is on the buyer side right now. So again, Tesla down 3.4% on a really bad day. Negative momentum. First level of negative Momo since June 13th. Like going on 5 weeks. But Cathie Wood sold. And we know Cathie Wood sells, we buy. If Cathie Wood sells, or Cathie Wood buys, we sell. That woman is an actual prodigy, or an infamous prodigy. Yeah, prodigy of being entry and exit liquidity for institutions, because she has enough money to do it. So anytime they see, oh, what'd she do? Okay, we're just going to do the opposite of her. And, you know, give it a year and you find out, yep, that was exactly what they did. They just literally inversed her. We've been live now 1 hour, 20 minutes. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button, the bell, sub. I know it's not a very hype day, just because that's how it goes for at least this community. This YouTube stream is you have to have sustained runs. You can't just have one-off pumps and then nothing burger and then another pump and then well, we're not recapturing. Yeah, we got to have high after high after high to get the hype in here going. Thanks for the 20, but why? Why wrapped pulse? You know, he rugged the other project, and that he's almost like, dude, it's communism's failed in all these countries. Well, that's not the real communism. This is actually the real communism. Trust me, bro. And that's like you buying Wrap Pulse. It's like, well, Hex was a scam, but dude, this is the real Hex. This is the real one, dude. You just don't understand. You're too stupid. Your brain's not big enough to really get what Richard Schuler's trying to do, man. You don't know. At least it's on TradingView, yeah. Because I'm not going some random other exchange, okay? Yeah, here it is. Whatever. Yeah, nice bounce off of a level. Whatever this plotted. Why did I have that? It must have been another time scale that I had this plotted. It's not really the daily. It was the weekly? It was the weekly. Yeah, I had this plotted on the weekly. Yeah, like, what do you... Okay, they tested the lowest candle close ever, August 2023, and bids came in. There were some bids there, and it's rallying now after losing 100% of its value. But you have Stockholm syndrome, so it's like, man, I'm down 80% on owning this. Can you look at it now? Up 10% the day, but still down 75%, 74% from the all-time high, from the bubble pop. So, you know, like, there was no edge. There was no real, there was no bullish divergence really that was clear and concise. Maybe very tough on the RSI, definitely not on the MACD histogram. There was no local structure. There was no consolidation. The confirmation low, nothing really. It's just running now. So it's like in the XRP, you know, again, any financial if you're in the financial markets, you're participating, you are in a casino. Okay, it's just your choice of what games you want to go play. And this is in the category of the slot machines or the roulette table, the games of chance. When you go to Solana and you identify the harmonic framework, the type 2 return, all occurring at a key inflection point, buyers defending it, you are playing poker. You're playing the game of skill. So congrats on, you're at the, right, think about it. You're at the Wrapped Pulse, Richard Schuler. It's got a bunch of designer logos on it, you know, money bags and G-Wagons and, you know, clown stuff, right? And you've been pulling the lever for months and you've lost everything. And you finally pulled the lever and you're hopelessly addicted, indoctrinated into this slot machine, and it finally hit. And it's been hitting a few different pools now. Dang, man. Congrats. Yeah, M-shape completed, 99% retrace. Congrats. Yeah, bottoms. I mean, you know, bids come in at 99% retraces, back test of weekly lows. Sure, finally. Congrats. Rob, no one really. They'll tell you, you know, of course. They'll tell you, all these kinds of people use it, man. Nah, dude. All right, Bitcoin 67,367. We are at the highs of the day. Let's go back to it, just covering this. So we got some extended coverage of the price action. Bitcoin's up over 5% on the day. Bullish engulfing candle confirmed in 4 hours, 24 minutes. And you're now starting to breach that one time. April 22nd at 67.2 at reverse. You're above that currently by a few dollars. And historically, the target is 71,765 from here. And again, just if you're tuning in recently, you haven't been here since the beginning, I'll throw it up one more time about possibly what is still real, what is still valid. Real quick. Right here. Oops. Right there, man. So, accumulation with spring action. And this is what has just happened. Bitcoin was trading below the trading range bottom, whatever, the inflection point from history, and the assassination attempt failed. And that was the spring. And there was never a back test of the spring, just like the schematic. And the violent run is unfolding currently. We jumped across the creek. I have that plotted and heading towards the top of the range. Without a doubt, the top of the range. You see it. Okay. Reaccumulation with spring action is not invalid yet. False bearish breakdowns have consequences, as we have seen. Thank you for the synth wave, no, the dungeon synth. Wizard dwarf, thank you. Whew. I'm going, man. I might need some more coffee or something. Champagne bottle ready for next all-time high stream? No, I don't have that. Kind of turned off by it based on the way we hit all-time highs, and it was just garbage. It was like, it wasn't really all-time. It was like, yeah, we did all-time highs. We up-thrusted. Man. 69K. Like, I don't even have that plotted over here because it just makes things too busy. But I'll throw it back up there so you can see it. Like, that's, I guess, on deck for real. Like, short term, 69000. Right there. I'll make it different color so you just know. Like, 19,891.99, that's red because that was the previous cycle top, color coded. And I'll do yellow trend lines. I tried to make well-established historical ice lines. Orange, I tried to make they're like local trend lines or local peaks and valleys, like, you know, ranges, whatever's being established in the shorter term, midterm. So that's, yeah. Will we break 69K? There'll definitely be maybe some supply there, right? Thinking about it now. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't think there are any more requests. I mean, it's kind of just like, I mean, for what Bitcoin's doing, it's been a normal stream. There's been nothing out of the ordinary on this stream at all in terms of, I don't look at viewership because it's depressing, but no more chat engagement or activity than we've seen even on a normal day. So I've got a new thumbnail. Nice. Change that real quick. Real quick though, I do want to say there are people that have renewed in the past couple Chillwave, thank you for the 19 months continued support, man. Really appreciate it. The Citadel/Patreon. Dan Bruns, thank you for the 6 months continued support. Adrian, thank you for the 5 months continued support. Rudolph, thank you for the 19 months continued support. And Viva Vulcan, thank you for the 7 months continued support. Really appreciate each and every one of you supporting this 100% crowdsourced stream. Over 6.5 years of doing it, never accepted 1 cent from any outside entity to promote to you, the viewer, ever. Monetization on YouTube, always off. I don't make a dime from ads or sponsorships. No affiliate marketing links I've ever subjected anyone to. So how many hours of your life have I saved you if you like this stream? A lot. You don't have to watch ads. So, and at the height of the mania, I'm telling you, when you're in my position as a streamer at heights of multiple cycle tops, you get the most insane money potential thrown at you from these crypto scams. Like that, people offering 15, 20 grand to promote their crap to thousands of people watching you a day in the height of the mania. And it's like, nah, I'm good. No, every time. So thank y'all for keeping it going, man. Yeah, okay, so looks like we got 20 minutes. Doesn't look good, man. Looks like we might be going to the lows now. They kept it up, but I mean, we're now in the second highest volume section of the day for equities. So no real bids. Might have to be next week. We're going to try to make it to the close if I can. Dang, man. Coinbase is up 10.55% right now, near its highs of the day. You know, of course, it tracks Bitcoin very well. But yeah, you are now officially working on the highest candle close since April 11th. Talking, that's over 3-month highs on Coinbase incoming in less than 20 minutes. Beautiful, man. Let's look at these. Let's look at MicroStrategy real quick. How's Sailor doing? Huge. Woo! Supply line broken, back tested, and running. MicroStrategy going for its highest daily candle close since March 27th, up 12.59%. The party is not over. I guess someone will be like, yeah, dude, it's actually a triangle. I didn't know, like, you know, the bottom. It's like, is that a bottom? I don't really know. Yeah, you can say it's a neutral structure at this point. Broken, back tested, and now going above. So that's wonderful. Targets 2264, a gap fill from 2000, and an all-time high from 3328. If Bitcoin's going to do the thing, the 70K plus breakout all-time highs, these are the targets. Those are like major long-term targets on MicroStrategy. It's been that way. Huge development right here. Okay, chat. Beautiful, man. Okay, let's go to like the Bitcoin miners. Killing it, man. Okay, dude, calm down on the music. Let's go to the top gainer, Hive. All right, they recaptured 286.3 bucks, a very real level, and it's running. It hit its highest level today since February 28th. Big deal. And now butting up against resistance, where you have to understand the significance. If the buyers in the next week or two break 429, there's a very real possibility of skyrocketing valuations like we've seen on these other miners that go berserk, like Wolf and Core Scientific, Hut, you name it, right? This one's playing catch up. They failed again, man. Hive. Iron. And, you know, it's in a different situation, right? Where it already played out and it's been pulling back, correcting. Yesterday was the lowest close since June 5th. But, you know, bullish Harami being painted today, 14 minutes to the close. You know, well above any level of potential support resistance. The closest would be 972, 858. So just whatever. There was a time to look at this and be intrigued, to construct an argument for entry, stop loss, take profits, and well beyond that time now. Riot. Anything above 986 is good for 1672 eventually. Recapturing the 200 some moving average today. Whatever. I mean, it wasn't that great. It was just okay. Anything but, again, it's like, to me, these are lines in the sand. Lines in the sand where it's like, if the asset is trading above the line in the sand, I have an argument to be long on it and to have a tight stop loss below it. If it falls below that level, I now do not have an I now have an argument to not own the asset until it recaptures that level and reconfirms it as support. There's an open gap here. It'd be really nice to see a gap fill and a back test of 986. That would be the most prudent thing for the swing trader. That would give you the best chance for success if that happened, but it hasn't happened yet. It may never happen, so that's fine. Spacebar. HUT. This is an active trade setup that has not hit the third target yet, but is very, very close. I'll show you like how it started. I mean, this should be in a textbook, man. One day, you know, a book. The level from history, you know, the swing low from 2022, recaptured, reconfirmed once, twice. Then all of a sudden it's the rule of three, triple bottom with accumulation. Time to take a shot, right? That's like that's your argument. Easy to, you know, like a hidden bullish divergence, so you have an edge and it's implying that HUT's going up next, going to continue higher, and stop loss just be below that low. And it took a while. You had unlimited time staring at this publication in the Patreon Citadel to decide if you wanted to re-enter or if you wanted to take a shot or whatever, and then eventually just took off. And now it's like, wow, third target's 22, 30, and yeah, up 7.45% today. They're actually trying to back test this second target level, this 1827. Yeah, they held it today, and you're going to close the week above it. You see how real this is? I mean, you can't argue with how real it is. That's major reversal areas, and they're trying now to like regard it as support today. BTBT. I mean, the only time to really care about it was down here around $2. It's doubled. There's nothing you could do as a swing trader, but understand, like, one low, the second low on the weekly, if they break 445, you could be running to the eights. Hey, what if Bitcoin does the thing and these miners just continued to do what they're doing? Yeah, you got an $8+ target up there. Huge old potential double bottom. SDIG up 5.9%. Yeah, it was almost over, man, and it still might be dead. No one's buying it. I don't tell you. Like, this is a situation where you can apply what you've learned. You can go long at bottoms. You can identify back tests of key levels as support, and it can still fail. And the most recent discernible event that has occurred on SDIG is the second local failure to break the 200 simple moving average. It's awful. It's like, it's a loser. But I'm saying this, and all of a sudden, oh, it's up 50% in one day because whatever. You're at this, I call these levels like death or glory. You're at a point where resolution is about to happen, and it's either about to fail miserably and mark down to probably all-time lows, or, and that's death, or glory, where this is where the bounce happens miraculously and there's unlimited upside. Death or glory on SDIG situation. TerraWolf 561. I mean, 612 was pretty much the exit, you know, from identifying the accumulation structure, and then, man, you got some tail end accumulation, like confirmation of the third valley. Okay, above the 200. Just okay. See you at 4 and 6, and it's done. So at this point, I don't know or care. Like the trading plan executed, right? It was entry, stop loss, take profits. It's all done. It's like the conditions were favorable for a tornado. A supercell developed. Rotation occurred. A tornado touched down. It wreaked havoc on a wheat field or a town. It was beautiful. And then it ended. That's what a trade setup is. And that's what you're looking. And then so after the tornado is done, right? The atmosphere, it is all stabilized. And you like, there's nothing to do. Is there a chance for a tornado right after that tornado? Chances are probably not. You get the dry line and all that, whatever, on the other side of the dry line. Well, on the dry lines where the tornadoes develop, and then on, you know, once the dry line passes by, stabilized air after. So that's where we are on Wolf. You don't have any consolidation. There's no way to post a trade setup. There's no way to manage risk appropriately in the situation. You take profit, and that's it. Now you're just at the casino. You were at the casino down here playing poker, and now if you were to look back at this chart at this current time, you're now at the roulette table, poker table, roulette table. What are these songs, man? 8 minutes till the closing bell. Mara. Wow, chat. What the? Crypto Hoarder said Biddy doing it like 10 hours ago. Mara, anything above $20 is $31+ target. So it's a good start, but you're not even close. Like, I mean, you think if you're up at these, so the most incredible thing, we would be the most blessed people ever if something like this happened, where they filled the gap that is open, and then you got a retest of 21, the key level. It'd be getting two birds stoned at once. Probably give you a third valley, whatever. I'm just saying, like, you want to resolve a gap fill that is so close, and at the same time reconfirming support as support from history. So nothing you're going to really do now. I'm just looking at these miners. Okay, Clean Spark up 5%. Heart rate monitor. Good luck making money on Clean Spark beyond Valentine's Day, because I don't know, right? There's no value. You're at the highest highs. You're putting in the highest base, the highest bottom of the uptrend, but you're not making higher highs. You're just chopping sideways, up, down, whatever. Oh, bid farms below 281, kind of weird. This one really sucked. It was just, there was nothing, you know. We see accumulation structures, the rising valleys, triple bottoms, spring back test. This was garbage. It was like XRP. It's like, it hits the lowest low in the middle of nowhere and just rallies and just breaks back above key levels, never back tests the levels. Just crap. Like in a situation like this, I think about, if we use the tornado analogy and talk about when a trade setup plays out, the air stabilized, that's the last place you're probably going to see a tornado again for a while, right? And then I look at ones like these where it's like there's not even a chance. It's just, if you're trying to trade this, it's almost like if you're trying to storm chase, you're like going into like a huge system where there's so much precipitation and the tornado is rain wrapped, and yet there's too much noise and too much precipitation. You can't see anything. It's bad conditions for chasing. Like, that's kind of like this, like, hands off. I'm good. I'll look at a miner that had a good structure, a good setup. Cypher up 2.5%. Yeah, this one killing it, man. Like, there were good times down here, like supports, triple bottom, then a higher low, too much demand. Sellers couldn't retest that same level, and it's been gone ever since. So anything above 527 equals 973 eventually. Looking good, man. Just kind of flat today. Core Scientific, yeah, crazy. It's just elevated. Probably a little channel here. Yep, there you go. That's the structure up here. Have fun with that. Just upsloping, man.
Hello. Happy Friday. Etc. Please tie.
Chloe S, thank you so much for the 20. We can look at Ethereum Classic. Cheers. Just kidding. This is the last one. Sorry, people falling asleep looking at these Bitcoin miners, but you know, whatever. We got 4 minutes to close. I could imagine that we'll see the lowest lows
AVAX,
on the
please.
close for the S&P, maybe the NASDAQ, possibly the Dow Jones. 4 minutes. Y'all have an alert to put it to the test. I bet we will. I bet, chat. I bet. We'll hear the beep. They do this, man. This is just what they do, man. All right, Bitcoin 67,350. We are near the highs of the day, highest highs in over a month now. Was that the most recent request? Yep, Ethereum Classic. Hey, Anon, thank you for the 20. We'll look at Avalanche too, which is ETC first, and then we'll move to that one. Cheers. Oh, God, it's garbage, man. Like Ethereum Classic. See, this is like most other altcoins look like this, and this is why I just don't spend much time on the cryptos outside of those top 5 because they're just not very good. Like lower highs recently, most recently though, the lowest high since the top. Here's a high, here's a low, here's a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Dang, we're trending. We're not trending upward, right? Broke the demand line, broke the key support. But yeah, they're trying to recapture this level of all levels. Like if they do it, it could be right book. So that what does price action do above $24? A lot of times we get unreal, stupid runs. So there's a chance if we break $24, we get a Jesus candle of sorts. But down here, someone could try to be like, it's a dragon. Man, that's some really nice bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. I got you. That's crazy nice. Exhaustion. Well, the exhaustion has manifested into a little rally here. RSI, it was not really bullish divergence. It was bearish convergence. Hard. What are you going to do? I mean, like, I guess stop loss below 2258. That's really tight. But yeah, I just know the consequences of the price breaking $24 could be just like we saw in January. It could be just like we saw in April when they broke it at that run we had to make the lower high. But not impressive. Not something that sticks out. Again, for me, like you asked me about ETC, I just say, no, I'm good. Sol, I'm good. Right? Again, because it's like, I want the best horse. ETC, no. Sol, yes. This is a familiar place for me. Solana, the M shape, the type 2 at key supports in long, well-established uptrend. Putting in the highest lows of entire uptrend. What is Ethereum Classic doing? Not doing that at all. Almost all altcoins are not doing what Sol's doing. So it's like no brainer to me. If I have finite capital, that money does not go in Ethereum Classic. It just goes in Solana because I can manage my risk appropriately. I have a structure there painted that gives me a higher than 50% chance of a particular outcome, which is up. If it fails, whatever, minimal losses. ETC, it's like, how do you trade that? Like it was below the key support. It wasn't really doing anything. It had some divergence. That's about it. Audio stopped. Nice. To another set. We've been live going on 2 hours now. If you're enjoying the live stream, please hit the like button, bell, that sub. Thanks for being here. All the peoples. Local on the 8s. Solana, the king, because it had the framework. Bitcoin didn't really have the framework, the breakdown. Ethereum was sitting at supports. But locally, there wasn't a local low. Local confirmation. Let there be no doubt. BNB recaptured the level, but no confirmation. So this is the one that had the realest form, truest form of confirmation, and that's why I like it. That's why it's like, you tell me an S coin, Sol. No thanks, Solana. I'm good. Have fun with your pulse chain garbage crap at 99% losses. Have fun, dude. I'm going to trade a winner that's in a long, well-established uptrend, and the deadlifts 500 pounds. Okay. There it is, chat. The stock market has closed. I guess we didn't see it, man. We didn't see the lows of the day at the close. Sometimes that happens, but not today. Here it is. That was it, man. A cemented close. Let's look at the weekly. That's a nasty weekly candle, chat. This could be the beginning of a, right? You engulfed here, April 1st. You had 2 more weeks of nasty sell-offs. I would believe it here. And now what's really scary, we have triple bearish divergence on the daily. And now, because of this bearish engulfing candle, suddenly the argument for classic Class 8 bearish divergence has developed on the weekly. So you have the most significant time scales both saying, implying that buyers are exhausted up here. RSI, oh my God. Yeah, I'd be really careful after what's just happened. That's crazy. When do we get RSI bearish divergence? What happened here? I don't even know. I'm just going to look. August 2021, November 2021. That was the last time we had overbought RSI readings, right? Divergence. The higher high, I think it is. Let's see. That's what happened. So you had a high, you had the higher high, the highest high ever actually, and they pulled it back, and then they ran it up one more time. And then what happened? If you believe it, even more divergence. When you made the all-time high, this is where your RSI was. So the last time we've seen bearish divergence on the RSI, on the weekly, on the S&P 500 was just about 6 weeks removed from the entire utter top. That's just real. That's just objective reality. That's not an opinion. You saw me do it, right? There it is. That's obscene. It's scary looking oscillators on the daily and the weekly now, and a bearish engulfing candle. But I figured like we would, do the thing that happened in 2021 where it's like, okay, we run for another 6 weeks leading into September, and then they announce rate cuts, and then it's over. But it's only over after people identifying divergence have been like, their thesis, they might be right, but they're really early, and it keeps rallying, and they get squeezed, and then they might cover their positions and capitulate, and then, only then, we dump. We'll see. Not good, man. Very, very bad. Oh, just play it, dude. We got to play it, right?
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
Yeah, MicroStrategy killed it. We looked at it recently. I just pinged patrons and Citadel members that MicroStrategy shot. We had a poll in the Discord. It said, it was like yesterday, 2 days ago, it was like, will Bitcoin see 60,800 next, or will Bitcoin see 71,765 next? And the small majority of y'all picked 71K. Then this weekly on the Dow Jones. Remember we talked about shooting stars? And shooting stars can come in a plethora of different colors, and that's based on the elements on the meteorite or comet, whatever. And this shooting star right here, I believe it's magnesium that makes it green. Let me just reconfirm that. Don't want to spread fake news. Yes, green shooting stars are magnesium based. And that's what we have confirmed on the close with an unfilled gap. This could be the most insane bamboozling we've ever seen in recent history if this actually winds up catching follow through and being the top. And I'll just show you real quick if you don't believe like what I'm looking at. Yep. There it is. There it is. A big run, and then a green high wick, and then a close near the open, but not a little higher. So how is what we're identifying right here not real? Potentially, you got to get follow through. It could just moon next week and be invalidated, but you normally want to get follow through on any Japanese candlestick. You want it to be painted and closed, but then the next candle you want to play out too. But you always want, if it's bearish, you want that close to be lower than what we saw here at 40,287. That would confirm it. So shooting star confirmed on the weekly on the Dow Jones. Very interesting, right? Let's just go to the cues to play the because I want to play the sound clip.
Technology, what is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
It's definitely whack on the weekly. Lowest weekly candle close since June 3rd. Failed to see. I mean, it probably did see it. Going from that previous cycle top to the bear market low, pretty perfect anchoring there. You pretty much saw the 1.618 gold mean ratio, but you came short probably by like $1. Doesn't matter. 500 was it. 500 psychological level. So they're reversing it there. And yeah, really, I'll tell you this. The cues, oscillators don't look near as bad. Not really, because you still have a lot of positive momentum on this highest high ever. Normally you get really worried when it's like, you know, your oscillator's like, okay, whatever, let's say this plays out, and then it pulls back, makes a high low, and then runs again. And then you get this like inexistent positive momentum. And it's like a higher high. And it's like, yeah, when it's almost no positive momentum, that's like the strongest form of divergence. When you have a high, then you go a higher high, and it's just so much positive momentum that it rivals the previous one. It's not as scary looking. That's why the S&P looks kind of bad. Like, wow, dude, that's really bad, man. Like that's a lot lower positive momentum. Really cause for concern. Let's take a look at NVIDIA because it was on the cusp of death. Bearish engulfing candle confirmed. Looks like they closed below it. Buy it. Lowest weekly candle close since May 28th. Very, very real. Bearish divergence on the weekly RSI. That's concerning. That's something that you know there's no value. You know you're paying the most premium ever to own it. You know Jensen Huang's just massively selling off as much as he can, as fast as he can, and you're just overbought once and twice. Not great. Doesn't really look that good, man. To me, that's not a good candle. That's Apple weekly. No problem. I mean, you have a bearish engulfing candle for sure, but there is no issue on the oscillators. Like you're staring at the spider. That's scary as F. You're looking at NVIDIA's weekly RSI. That's scary. But here, bullish convergence. That's it. You have only one variable compared to multiple variables, like bearish engulfing with the bearish divergence. It's just a cover the previous candle after making all-time highs, and just not even overbought anymore. Can you believe that? Apple is not overbought anymore on the weekly. It's at 69.4. So some are worse than others, for sure. Look at the DJI. I can't remember. Yeah, we look at DJI. We look at the Qs. We look at the NASDAQ. Also the IWM. How did it close on its weekly? I don't know. It could be a shooting star for sure. It could be just like the Dow Jones. But you don't know. Like it's a different context. It's not at all-time highs. It's not overextended. It's not overbought. You've just begun to build positive momentum. I don't think it's near as threatening for a major, unbelievable reversal than the S&P 500 or the Qs or even Nvidia for that matter. Like technicals are kind of okay here. Hidden bullish divergence played out, and you've broken out. You've broken a key zone on a close today. So we'll just monitor it next week. Okay, I've been live now 2 hours. If you enjoyed the stream, like button, bell, sub. Thanks for being here. Stop longer just closed. Power hours concluded. Till the next one this evening. We're live early because got something going on, but also the price action and just keeping you apprised to this price action's correlation to levels from history where 63,588 has now been confirmed as support. You're catching follow through off that confirmed support. You're engulfing and you're going for the highest close in 5-ish weeks with 69K on deck, the previous cycle top. And just above that 71,765. So what a day. I mean, I hope we get a pump into the close, you know. But it is just a very interesting dynamic today where gold got nuked. It's pretty much at its lows of the day, lows of the week. Failed to break out of that rectangle, is woefully back in and will close back inside of it. We just looked at the stock market. I mean, closed pretty much at the lows of the week, lows of the day, whatever. And there's some pretty nasty divergence on a couple of those index funds. So, yeah, appreciate y'all coming out. Thanks for likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. And yeah, I'll just be back sometime later. Next time you see my face. I mean, if it's on a Saturday, that means the Bitcoin is at 73K, 71K. I mean, you're not catching me on the weekend unless we see that. So maybe you will. Till next time, respect the TA. Wait, I have to look at Avalanche. Sorry, look at Avalanche real quick. One sec. This is for Anonymous. He came in late with this one. Look at Avalanche. Yeah, nice little bullish pin bar reversal that occurred at 2244, which is a level, a line in the sand. As you can see from history, it was resistance, support, all the way back to 2021. Resistance, resistance, resistance. It became support before running higher, and they've done it again. A low, then the second low. Yeah, I guess you can consider that divergence. But, you know, you're up against 29.30, $30. This is a key level, and they've tested once and failed, and they tested twice. It's kind of like Ethereum and that's spot where it's like hard to manage risk when the best place to manage risk are at supports, and you only got like less than 1 day to long down here. Someone did, but it's like one low, the second low. And if Bitcoin's going to do the thing and run and altcoins eventually catch up, then you'll probably break $31 and head to $39, $40. You know, it just reminds me of most of the other ones. They're just kind of not really that great. But yeah, like you could say dragon pattern. Sure, if you want to say dragon, then fine. You're still way off that entry now because what do you do? Stop loss at $24? Just below the candle closes? It's harder. But yeah, if it was just going to run and make common retraces, you look at 200 moving average, $37 as a target. If Bitcoin keeps this up, I think you'll probably catch a nice retrace on almost all the altcoins. They'll do something. That's it. Okay. Here's your Avalanche. Anon, thanks again for the contribution, man. If you're still here, he might have left. Thanks, guys. Respect the TA, man.